Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and hello to all YouTubers and creators. Well, this is basically the final reveal for the Eastern Express English Electric Canberra in 1/72 scale plastic model kit. The reveal has now not gone to plan, as in the best laid plans of mice and men again. That was mainly due to yours truly screwing up at the very last moment when everything was completed on the aircraft. The canopy. I don't seem to have much luck with canopies, but I rushed it basically and did the stupid time-honoured mistake of getting glue all over it, which if I'd masked it up in the first place that wouldn't have happened, which is why the canopies are often masked up in the first place, to prevent someone like me having to sit here and waffle on about it. But so what I've done, I thought, no, I'll have the reveal anyway. I'll just have to make do with the photos that I'm going to take and then add on to the end of this small video, and then eventually replace them at some stage further down the line, maybe with like a compilation of builds, a video showing a compilation of builds I've done so far, with a new canopy. It's just that the canopy for this, the B1 Mark 8, is quite distinctive. It's almost a strange, very long shape, elongated shape. So I couldn't just put one of my replacement canopies that I might have in its place. Anyway, enough of that. The rest of the build, like I say, it's a cheap kit. It's basically a blank canvas, a template, a little test bed to practice your ideas on when it comes to painting, and basically basic construction of a plastic model kit. But I did love building this one. It's a very solid kit as well, ideal for a beginner, or also for a more experienced modeler who actually loves the kind of, almost prefers challenge of bringing a totally cheap basic kit up to a very good standard of model. It's just a challenge for them. But saying that, I think you're better off, and I'm talking about beginners here as well, I think you'd be better off excuse me, saving your pennies and putting it towards a better kit out there now, because there are quite a few of this model now, especially like the Airfix one. So unless you're really strapped cash, or you just want, like I say, you just want to buy a cheap kit just to practice your painting skills on, I personally wouldn't bother. I'd save your pennies. But so now I've finished all the painting work. The base was acrylic. The camouflage itself was painted in oil, and the weathering is oil as well. You can't really see that yet, but have a look there. That's basically due to time restrictions that I've kind of ended up rushing this, and like I say, really screwing up the canopy. Anyway, I've gone on enough about that now. So, but I am quite pleased with the painting. I learned something I can't sort of describe in actual words really. What I do actually learn each time I paint in this technique. I guess each one's different, so whether it actually moves things on or not, maybe that's not the case. Maybe it's just, it works for the model that you're working on at any said time. Any project that you're working on at that moment, it suits that model. But what could be said? It could possibly be a little too dark, the grey areas, but I think I held back and got away with it just in time. You can see the underside. Move the underside. Well, like I said, there's very little detail on the kit, so I've kept it pretty basic. You know, no recessed panel lines or anything like that on this kit at all, apart from a few little areas on the leading wing edge, on the wing edges, you know, the elevators, things like that. But apart from that, there's nothing. So, which is quite good, because then you have to sort of try and make up for it with your paintbrush somehow. But yeah, I'm going to keep this. This is definitely one for my cabinet. And it's a beautiful shaped aircraft. It really is. You know, if you're a stranger to this particular plane, you look at it first, think, oh, it's just a jet. You know, or you know, a classic sort of shaped jet with wings and tails. But the more you look at it, you realise that's just not the case. It was you know, a very clever piece of design and engineering. Even the Americans bought it, so that's got to be saying something. It's a pity they don't buy more things, but or rather, it's a pity we don't design more things. I think we did do that once, but yeah, aesthetically, it's a beautiful aircraft to look at. I think it was actually in service with the RAF up until about 90, early or even late 90s. You know, from sort of the late 1940s, originally designed on paper. So yeah, anyway, cracking aircraft. Not such a cracking build, but I'm fond of this build. I enjoyed the build, and I would definitely build another Canberra, but not from this manufacturer. And that's not to say that these models are rubbish. They're not, like I've explained already. You know, just cheap kit to practice on, or you know, if you're really short of pennies, then get one, build it, and that's all for now, folks. Hopefully I'll be able to put a few photos on the end of this video for you, and you can make your own minds up. But thanks for listening. Bye for now.